Asian women are the most biggest gold diggers you'll ever meet. Asian women are. Oh my God. These passport bros, they believe these women are so kind and submissive to me. Oh, honey, we love you long time. Yeah, because they want your money. The ones that are quiet are the ones that are the worst. These Asian women are the worst gold diggers in the whole wide world. And as for Brazil, I don't know, but all I know is that there's a lot of Brazilian women willing to do anything to leave Brazil.
First of all, girl, you said that Asians are the biggest gold diggers. You are Lebanese, right? And Lebanon is from Western Asia. That makes you Asian. So you are a gold digger as well, right? Right.
Greetings, you polite savages, and welcome to another Tip Talk.
Yes, very disappointing, Ameera, for revealing how you think and what you think, but I'm glad you did. These are the ones you have to be very careful about. It is a disguise, a wolf in sheep's clothing. She has soft prejudices and a soft girl demeanor. I've met plenty of these types, I've dealt with many of these types, and I've dated these types. And you know what this sounds like to me? Even though I know she isn't a modern Western woman, she is still employing the same talking points and tactics. The tactics of embodying fourth wave feminism with the ample use of sign language, shaming, insulting, guilting, needing to be right. They're always going to be bad apples regardless of race. We know they exist. So if you're going to say something about someone's race, then you're going to have to face the backlash of foreign women. And I'm not going to get myself in the middle of a cat fight, but that doesn't mean I'll sit idly by and allow your modern woman ideology as a non-modern woman to disparage, insult, discriminate against my Pan-Americans, against myself, Asians, or any other people for that matter.
Asian women are the most biggest gold diggers you'll ever meet. People always thought white women were, but no. The ones that are quiet are the ones that are the worst. These Asian women are the worst gold diggers in the whole wide world. And you think that they're going to let anything stop them from getting your money? They won't.
First of all, girl, you said that Asians are the biggest gold diggers. You are Lebanese, right? And Lebanon is from Western Asia. That makes you Asian. So you are a gold digger as well, right? Right. Those countries that you mentioned in your life, like Uzbekistan, Kyrgyzstan, are from Central Asia. They are Asians as well. So are you promoting those girls whom you branded the biggest gold diggers to these passport bros? I mean, it came from you that Asians are the biggest gold diggers. You said that those women from Uzbekistan, Kyrgyzstan, Tajikistan are raised to be wives. Well, I'm not surprised because again, they are from Asia. Same with me. Asians are trained to be wives. I just don't know about you because you are a married woman speaking about this issue that does not really affect you. Is this affecting your life? I don't think so. Oh yeah, I forgot. You're just here for clout and views. I'm sorry.
Ameera, I suggest you do some further studying in evolutionary biology so you can become aware and educated about the biological and human behavioral differences between men and women when it comes to attraction, mate acquisition, known as dating and marriage. Women are attracted to men with resources that have money. It's their biological drive, since it helps to secure a family, grow a family, and take care of their children. So when you speak of gold diggers, which happens to be the most extreme form of this behavior manifested in women that are toxic, but it doesn't mean that every woman is a gold digger. It is natural for women to want a man's resources so they can build a happy, healthy family. I think it would be a lie for you to want a man when that man is not making enough money to support you, let alone a man who's not making enough money to support himself. If you are so virtuous, Ameera, then why don't you go date someone, marry someone that barely has enough money to support himself, let alone you?
They'll be as kind and as submissive and as, oh honey, we love you long time. They will do that for you because they want what you have. They want you to give them that dream, that American dream. Because Asian women love nothing more than to brag and show off in front of their Asian other friends, the Asian girls, so they can say, oh, I'm the best. And as for Brazil, I don't know, but all I know is that there's a lot of Brazilian women willing to do anything to leave Brazil.
So what else do I have to say about Ameera? When you're making fun of people that you don't know, it's a nasty look. Because Ameera, you told stories about how you, during 9/11, during that time, was treated horribly by Americans, how you knew women were scared to wear the hijab, how when they went outside and Americans, through blind racism, pigeonholed you with a group of people who did something wrong and it was unfair. But then you have the nerve to turn around and do the same thing because you, ma'am, is a pot calling the kettle black, living in a glass house and throwing stones. What you are is you're a wolf in sheep's clothing. And I'm glad you exposed yourself on this. I'm glad you had to do it because, ma'am, it all comes down to a simple thing. People are not monolithic. I don't expect Lebanese folks to be monolithic or people from the Middle East. I can tell you story upon story upon story about college parties when Middle Eastern girls was getting down, busting it open. They don't want to admit it. They do it far away from their friends. They have their little group and they go do it together. They do it with their mixed company. But yeah, they do it. I can tell you stories about Middle Eastern girls. I can tell you a story about Lebanese girls who just love brothers and was breaking the whole family code because you know your father don't want him to go with a brother, and they're breaking a whole family code to get with a dude and damn near thought they was gonna get disowned or even worse. So don't act like people are monolithic. Don't act like y'all don't have belly dancing. Are those women chaste? Are those women doing a belly dance? Are they covering up? Definitely ain't in no hijab. You can see everything. It leaves very little to the imagination. Don't tell me that dance ain't about sex. How about the men? Are your men just outstanding citizens? I lived in Thailand for 2 years. I've seen plenty of Lebanese men out there getting down with the get down in all the places. So let's not act like we're all innocent here. You see, I just believe in not putting everything on the street, but you expose yourself. It seems like you've had an issue with all types of ladies, especially the Black ladies on the THPP Network. And just because you held frame and remained feminine, when you said crazy things in a nice voice, and they went after you because, hey, they didn't do it the right way, that you were just able to just come through unscathed somehow. But just because you say something crazy in a nice soft tone, don't mean it's not crazy. Just because the devil whispers sweet nothings in your ear, don't mean that it's not the devil. And that's right. When you talk bad about people you don't know, when you make assumptions, you make an ass out of yourself and the people on the panel. And I'm glad the brothers on the panel pushed back a little. But when they pushed back, you didn't want to hear it. You had to hit that mute. So once again, let's just not throw stones when we live in a glass house. I mean, there's TikToks of, the belly dancing of the Middle Eastern girls and the Lebanese girls with their booty meat hanging out. Let's not act like that don't exist. So if I was watching that from afar, it was easy for me to say that they're all just not chaste, now wouldn't it? From the experiences I've had, it'd be easy for me to say, man, I know these Lebanese girls aren't chaste, especially the mixed Lebanese girls. But that's not what I'm going to do. I'm not going to do that because I have a simple understanding of people, that they're dynamic. But I do know this, people who make assumptions about other people and generalizations and negative stereotypes, well, hell, where I come from, we call them devils. Even the ones in nice dresses and soft voices.
It's illegal in some countries to marry a foreigner without a visa. Middle Eastern countries, a lot of Middle Eastern countries will not allow you to marry a foreigner. Cultural norms that must be followed to get married, like obtaining parental approval or conforming to religious beliefs. The most proper women that I know tend to be Eurasian women. I'm talking about Kazakhstan, Uzbekistan, Turkmenistan, Azerbaijan. They are trained wives. They are trained from birth to be a wife. And if the passport bros were serious about finding proper wives because these Western women are just so bad, then why aren't you going there to find your wives?
So let's run back the tape again, what she says about the Middle Eastern countries and what they think about marriage to foreigners.
The norms that must be followed to get married, like obtaining parental approval or conforming to religious beliefs.
A lot of times the traditional argument that I hear is, why aren't the passport bros going to places like Dubai, where they're really, in general, Middle Eastern traditional families? And the answer is quite simple. To date a Middle Eastern person in general, you have to convert to Islam. Their family's going to insist on it. And what kind of leadership is that? A man goes over there and values this person so much that he's willing to throw his entire life away. What are they going to think of him? Like, I've been a devout Christian my whole life, but no, I met your daughter. Now I want to be a Muslim. that's just not going to ring true. So I think it's a very straw man, disingenuous argument. There are cultural differences in some places, and some places aren't really open to marrying foreigners. Now, there are some passport bros or just gentlemen who went overseas, converted to Islam, and then found wives. One of the most popular, Napoleon from the Outlaws, lives in Saudi Arabia. If you guys want to look that up, you know that Napoleon is a Muslim. He converted, and then he left doing music, went to Saudi Arabia, and started a life there. So there are people who actually do it. But this whole, why aren't they doing this? Why aren't they doing that? And this straw manning, listen, you're just straw manning and understanding and using your inside knowledge. Because if they said, well, I am going to do that, she would say, no, they're not going to accept you anyway. So it was a very disingenuous argument. I found the whole stream disingenuous that Ameera said, which is funny because her whole thing, a Lapeef's thing, is authenticity, and it was very inauthentic.
Grover had planned all along to say what he was going to say in this video about a man converting to another woman's religion. But Jago beat him to the punch in the comment section before we even got to release the video. So special shout out to you, and special shout out to all the people out here that are supporting foreign women and foreign people around the world.
Many male foreigners have traveled to countries like Colombia, and instead of being faced with the difficult marriage process, they found themselves on the receiving end of robberies committed by the woman that they sought out. I think white men are more vulnerable to this, however. I believe black men are smarter when it comes to traveling abroad than white men. Is that racist? I don't care. I don't care. And also, passport bros are not wanted in many areas. Some countries are taking a stand against the passport bros, believing that these foreigners are nothing more than sex tourists, like I told you guys before, seeking pleasure at the expense of their citizens.
I don't know if you got hurt by a black dude, because you really sound like mad, bitter, jealous, probably jealous because your country has not been, picked or chosen by these passport bros. But you coming off for those foreign women, which you are part of, because again, you are Asian. You're Lebanese. Girl. What that channel asked you to do, you should have thought about it a million times. Because if you were thinking that this is gonna be favorable on your side, see how it flipped. You made a lot of people mad. You did. So there, before you talk about something, make sure that you have straight facts, because all you have are opinions. You cannot base it on news articles. Media is trash. News is trash. They're not credible anymore. Wake up. Where have you been?
Like I've said before in my last video, I did date someone of Middle Eastern descent for over 4 years. I find women of different colors, shades, and complexions to be very beautiful. I don't have a preference when it comes to race. But if you did have to make me pick a type, I like them fit, feminine, and friendly, regardless of skin color, complexion. So ladies, as much love as I gotta give all of y'all, I will go out of my way to defend my people when you are insulting and attacking with your own prejudices, regardless of color. So don't start anything first. Because if you do, ladies, start anything first, don't try to get me to come save in a day, because you will have to be accountable for the other women that you've insulted. I've got no dog in that fight, and I'm gonna let the women hash it out.
That's all I got for you, you polite savages. Like and subscribe, hit us up on all social media networks. Any suggestions for things that you want us to cover, drop it on the gram, THPP Network, especially from our members. Our TIPTube membership is very affordable. It's like a cup of coffee. And as always, ask yourself one burning question. Can you handle the tip? We're out.
We found true happiness